How confusing are these colors? I mean, there's what? One, two, three, four, five, six. Six different colors. How am I supposed to know what they mean? Survival horror games have evolved so much throughout the years, but they remain some of the most influential games in the gaming scene. So many games have come out that were inspired by the classic survival horror era of video games. Things like Resident Evil 1 come to mind, specifically Resident Evil 1 Remake or Resident Evil HD Remaster. When I think of Resident Evil, I think about this game. This is the first game that comes to my mind. The fixed camera angles, the puzzles that are seemingly impossible on your first run, inventory management, difficult controls, decisions that you have to make that will impact your gameplay, all of those beautiful things wrapped together with a beautiful soundtrack and some iconic voice lines and dialogue.
I'll just go and get some fresh air and be eaten by a monster. What a monster! I can't believe... What the hell is this place anyway? You were almost a Jill sandwich.
Resident Evil has inspired so many games, indie and AAA games. Some indie games that come to mind are Heartworm, Signalis, and Crow Country, to name a few. But one of those titles actually stands out the most, at least for me, and that is Tormented Souls. Although it's not insanely popular in the survival horror genre, this game brings fixed camera angles, very inspired by Resident Evil HD Remaster or Resident Evil Remake. The reason why this game stands out the most for me is because this game, out of every single indie Resident Evil inspired game that I have played, it has been the only one that has been able to make me feel like I'm actually playing a classic modern day Resident Evil game. Now it does have its flaws, and boy does it have a lot of flaws, but it kinda tickles that, you know, survival horror need that we all have every once in a while. I mean, I'm assuming some people, much like myself, feel like playing survival horror sometimes, but we don't feel like replaying Resident Evil again. And this game is a really nice callback to the original survival horror games from the PlayStation era. This game is not only a Resident Evil remake inspired game, but it also takes Silent Hill inspirations and, to quote the developers, Alone in the Dark. I guess I haven't played Alone in the Dark that much, but I'm going to assume that it's probably inspired by Alone in the Dark because you die if you stand in the darkness. Tormented Souls 1 released in 2021, and it gained a lot of popularity for the very first few weeks of its release. I mean, it gained my own attention. If it wasn't for one of my viewers, I would have never found out about this game. So here I am to tell you all about it. Well, yes, it is because it's a good game, but most importantly, it's because the sequel for Tormented Souls 1, Tormented Souls 2, has now officially released, and I have played it and I have completed it with the best ending. Yes, that's right. Here I am to tell you all about Tormented Souls 2. Wait, no, not in this video. In the next one, the one that comes out tomorrow. Anyway, so Tormented Souls 1, why is it good and why is it not great? Well, to put it simply, Tormented Souls 1 is a great game because it does bring back that feel of the original Resident Evil games, you know, Alone in the Dark, Silent Hill, and it combines them all into one thing. Now, it is not perfect, and it might have wacky voice acting, deliberately, I assume, and the gameplay itself might not be your cup of tea. I mean, there is no item management in this game, but instead we have an infinite inventory, sort of like the original Silent Hill games or Silent Hill 2 Remake, where whatever you pick up stays in your inventory and you just carry it with you until you need it. In terms of ammo management, well, let me tell you, it is a game where you will be running out of ammo constantly if you're not smart about every encounter. Now, the gameplay includes, of course, roaming around aimlessly, solving puzzles, and discovering the deep lore of what's happening in the world of Tormented Souls. But also, most importantly, the combat combines melee and firearms. Well, it's not quite firearms, but you know, they're a nail gun. That's the main weapon in Tormented Souls. A nail gun, yes, a gun that fires nails, and I think that's really cool, and it adds a lot of personality to the game. Anyway, so yes, it has a combination of Silent Hill and Resident Evil combat. You can also dodge if you want. The dodge is like a little step back, and it's not, you know, anything crazy. It's not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. It's kind of like a thing that you might need maybe twice or up to 5 times in your playthrough. Not even 5 times. I mean, I finished the entire game without ever dodging, so there's that. Anyway, I strongly recommend you try this game if you can afford it. I mean, it's very cheap. Currently, if you're playing on PC, Tormented Souls 1 goes for $19.99, which honestly, it's a steal. You can try it if you want. There's also a demo, and yeah, trust me, the story might not be the best, but it's quite interesting actually. The thing that captivated me the most was it wasn't just the story, but the level design is absolutely beautiful. Tormented Souls 1 has, I mean, and Tormented Souls 2, but I can't talk about that yet. They both have beautiful level design, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the save room theme, the main hall theme. All of those songs are absolutely amazing. They understand what a survival horror game should be like, and you can really tell. The developers put a lot of love into these 2 games. So, without spoiling too much, I think you should give Tormented Souls 1 a try, and give Tormented Souls 2 a try when that releases on my channel. If you are watching this on the 23rd of October and onwards, you can find a full playthrough on my channel in my videos. I actually did play the entire game and finished it before the game fully released for everyone, so it will be out on my channel on the 23rd. So, honestly, even if you don't like it, I think it's still worth checking out, whether that's on my video or if it's a demo that you want to check out yourself. But anyway, there you have it. Tormented Souls has beautiful level design. The voice acting is awful, but you know what? It's funny and it fits the genre. So, I mean, Resident Evil 1 had terrible voice acting, but it became iconic. So, yeah. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.